We turn now to the Pueblo tribes of New Mexico, a community-based education model. Matthew Pecos and Elvira Lovato.
Good afternoon. My name is Matthew Pecos from Cochiti, Pueblo, New Mexico, and I am the community liaison for the community-based education model at Santa Fe Indian School. And my co-presenter is Elvira Lovato, a senior at our school. We are here representing not only our school community, but the 19 pueblos of New Mexico. And we wish to share some ideas about a meaningful program that has evolved at our school. Santa Fe Indian School is unlike a regular school district. We are unique in that 100% of our students at the school are Native American. Our educational approach had to reflect this difference. In a society of oral tradition where the language, the history, the culture, a way of life is handed down from generation to generation, Pueblo communities have had tremendous success in teaching their young people. Their concept is a simple one. Young people learn by participation in community activities, by hands-on experiential learning, and involvement in actual work and chores. It is an educational system that is self-motivating and provides the means to sustain a way of life. And this is the concept that has been adopted by the community-based education model at Santa Fe Indian School. CBEM, as it's called, has several unique characteristics. The program has established partnerships not only with the Pueblo communities, but with Intel Corporation, the Department of Energy, and Los Alamos National Laboratories. The success of the program has shown that collectively, government, corporate, private sectors of society can make a difference in the education of our young people. The program has definitely, as we've seen it, empowered the Pueblo communities by recognizing that they have something to share, that they have knowledge, and that they are capable. Community members are the teachers, and they are the mentors, and are the role models for our students. Student work no longer is superficial, but meaningful as they learn skills using relevant thematic issues and topics. Our program is based on an emerging philosophy that all sectors of society are responsible for the education of their children and our children. This approach to education can be replicated by engaging school administration in constructive dialogue with community leaders, by supporting teachers and community members to develop issue-relevant curriculum, and by providing logistic support so students can go to work in communities on a regular basis, and also by creating and managing an interactive clearinghouse of community-based education ideas, experiences, and practices on the internet. Ms. Lovato will now give you her student perspective. She's been in the program.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. My name is Sapphire Lovato. I'm from the Pueblo of Santo Domingo. Today I'd like to talk to you about some of my impressions of the CBE program. In the past, the education of Indian children was in the hands of non-Indians, and therefore the Indians were taught in a way that was foreign to them. Then Pueblo leaders and Santa Fe Indian School realized they should work together and accept more responsibility for our education. Our school understands the potential of the educational systems that exist with the Pueblo communities and has decided to develop a program based on those perspectives. It is an attempt to motivate student interest in the areas of math and science. These subjects most Native American students do not do well in, as they are conventionally taught. These things are important for me because this partnership between the Pueblos and the school is what makes the community-based education program so special. Besides learning science methods, math modeling, and sophisticated technology, I was exposed to things that were not written in the curriculum. For example, I learned what problems the tribes faced and how I might help. Now I understand I understand my parents better now that I have seen the cultural sites. I knew I had to do well because I was assisting the communities, and they gave me the responsibility of doing work that impacted them. They were depending on me to help them with baseline studies, geographical positioning systems, geographical informational systems, and aquatic habitat assessment. I gained more respect for the pueblos and worked. I gained more respect for the pueblos I worked in. When I started the program, I thought a stream is just a stream. As time passed, I learned a stream is a living thing, and I understand what it means to the survival of all people. Now I'd like to thank you for this opportunity. Thank you.
I'd be interested in your relationship with the Bureau of Indian Affairs and whether you feel that your experience has been of interest to the BIA and whether they're learning anything from you. And my second question is whether you have a sense that there is a competition between students learning basic skills and the applied skills they're learning, or are these complementary to each other?
Okay, the answer to your first question is Santa Fe Indian School is contracted, is a contract school from the Bureau of Indian Affairs. So they are familiar with the school and the programs that we have here at the school. I think the answer to your second question is that I don't think there is a conflict in the way that our community-based education program is teaching our young people. There is not a conflict because the information that is used is both curriculum that is developed by the school and the Pueblo communities. And it's done in a way where they both are equal partners in the development of the curriculum. And that's the way that our program is run.
Yeah, Ms. Lovato, I'm interested in knowing how you think your education is different than it would be if you were attending some alternative program. And so you began to say a little bit about that, but I'm interested in what for you, as you were entering high school, what the alternative was to attending the Santa Fe school, the Santa Fe Indian School. Maybe we can begin with that as question number one. What would have been the alternative for you?
Well, I went to when I first started school, I went to school in our regular school system, public school systems. And when I transferred to Santa Fe Indian School, I felt that I didn't have as much as advantage as other students had. And I felt like I was, I didn't know as much as other people knew because I never really had an interest in school. I never really took the books home and actually read them because we had so much. I come from a big family and we have family time, which is most weeks, most afternoons during the week, and so we would do activities with the whole family, as in cousins, first cousins, and all them. And that's how my family's so close that I couldn't just say, well, my priority was my family first, and then I could go on going to school and stuff. But I felt that I had a disadvantage at that point when I first transferred.
Are you saying that your family now is more accepting of your spending time in school as opposed to spending time?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Because I'm showing them now that I've learned how to operate like the geographical information system, and that's like to them, like for me telling them, it's like, I don't know, it makes them understand more of what I'm trying to tell them.
I'm interested in hearing about the involvement of the community, the fact that this is now a community-governed school,
Right.
an advice school, and what effect that has on how the school is governed, on the curriculum, and as far as you can tell so far, on the students.
The Santa Fe Indian School is governed by the 19 Pueblos of New Mexico, and the school board that runs the school is the group that does develop and is responsible for approving, for example, like the curriculum that you're talking about. And so, there is that working relationship, and that, it's the school board is the one that runs the school, along with the direction of the 19 Pueblo governors.
And its effect on the students, as far as you can tell?
The 19 Pueblos have taken on that responsibility of educating their young people. And I think with this kind of a program, the students are seeing that the Pueblo communities are really interested in the kind of education that they do get. The doors have been open to use their reservations to learn some of the math and science concepts that are taught in this curriculum. And we've had communities that have picked up students in this program right out of high school, that have learned the technology and have learned using the computer. And in one of the communities, and that community is represented here, Santa Clara Pueblo, they picked up students out of our program during a summer internship program that is funded by Los Alamos National Laboratories. These students, after going through our program and the summer internship where they worked in their community, in the environmental office, were picked up by the Pueblo, and they actually worked for their community after high school, right out of high school. And that's because of the technology that they learned and a lot of the math and science concepts that they were able to learn at the school. It's something that immediately they could use in their community as a way of contribution, which is what our program is about.
The site visit report states that the CBEM has achieved phenomenal, and I quote, phenomenal academic results. What is the measurement of that academic achievement?
The academic achievement that we've seen, of course, the program is still being evaluated, and it's in the process of being completed, as we're here in Washington. And the success of the program in our survey that we did this past summer of our students is that we've seen that because our students are exposed in the areas of math and science, there has been that increase in those areas where before we didn't have students coming out of Santa Fe Indian School that were interested in pursuing science or math fields. But now, in the survey that we've done of the first 24 students that went through the program, is that we've got, for example, a senior at Notre Dame that is going to be graduating in the spring in the area of computer science. We've got a young lady at Stanford that's a junior that is studying political science, and her ambitions is to become an attorney, but in the environmental field. We have individuals that are, like I was saying, using that example, that are actually now right out of high school working in the communities and making a contribution. And that's the whole purpose of the program, is that these students are exposed to their communities and they see where they can make a contribution. And this type of knowledge that they acquire helps them, to make those choices in whatever college they want to go to.